Hi there. Okay, so this is a tutorial on how to use the library search. So let's say that I'm searching for a topic like something broad like cancer. I'm just going to type in my search term and hit go. And here's my results page. So as you'll notice, the default tab is actually everything, which is everything in our digital and physical collections. That is a huge list of results. So one thing that you right away might want to do in order to narrow your results is to use these tabs up here. So if I click on articles and databases, now I'm just looking at articles. If I click on books and media, now I'm looking at a list of the print and ebooks in our collection as well as our DVDs. And then the textbooks tab will take you to a really short list of all the textbooks on reserve. So as you can see, if you're searching for a textbook, it's much easier to search in the textbook tab in this list of just 15 books versus the everything tab, which gives you 7 million, almost 8 million results. However, if you're not looking for a specific item, like you just want information about something, you can stick with the everything tab and try to narrow down using these filters, these limiters and filters on the left-hand side in this column. So the first thing you should probably do is limit to full text online. So now you're just getting things that the library has a subscription to, as opposed to things that are just citation information that we don't actually have the full text for. Sometimes teachers will say, please only bring articles that are peer-reviewed. So the only way that you can tell if something's peer-reviewed by looking through this search is to click on peer-reviewed journals over here, and now this will limit your search results to just peer-reviewed journals. And you'll notice something if you watch this number up here up at the top. This number is getting smaller and smaller. Remember, we started with 8 million results. Now we're down to 2 million. That's still a huge list. You really shouldn't even be looking at this list. It's so long. So the next step I would try is to do a topic search. You may not realize it, but in this catalog, everything is by default a keyword search. That's why this list is so long. It's just bringing me the word cancer wherever it appears, regardless of whether it's the topic of something or if it's just mentioned briefly somewhere, or even someone's last name could be cancer and it'll bring me the search result. So to get a more specific search, I could do a topic search for cancer, and you'll see that's one of the suggested topics over here on the left. I'm just going to click cancer and redo the search. Okay, now I've done a subject search, and wow, that list just shrunk dramatically down to 181,000. Other things I can do would be to narrow down by date. So for example, right now I've got all the cancer research from 1800 to 2018. Just in case some scientific breakthroughs in cancer have happened in the last 200 years, you might want to just limit to like the last 10 years or the last 5 years. Okay, now that list has shrunk even more. And other things you can limit by if you have a particular journal. So if the teacher is like, I only want things from a specific journal, or there's a journal that you've used in the past that you knew was really great, you could limit by journal title. You could limit by author. You could limit by database. We can also do an advanced search if we go up here to the top. So I could do a search for subject cancer, and I could add the keyword pancreatic. And then I can also do some of my limiting up here. So I could limit to the last 10 years and hit search. And again, that list got even shorter. Just be aware that sometimes when you redo a search up here, you might need to reselect some of the limiters. So I'm going to click peer-reviewed journals again. I'm going to click full text online again. Now I have a really good search. I have a pretty short list, only 38,000 items. I'm going to have to redo the year. So from here, I can start looking at this list and look at things like the details, who some of the authors are, what some of the subject headings are. These are hyperlinked, so I can click on that and do an automatic search for that subject heading, or I can do another search for that author. Now here's everything this author has published in our databases. Other things to look at are the description. So here is a summary of this article in just a few short sentences. That can be nice if you have a really long article and you just want to get an idea of what's in it. One other thing to be careful about is sometimes when you're doing a search for a book, so for example, there's a book I know we have, Game of Privilege. The African American History of Golf. So this is the book itself. However, you might see this and think like, oh, this is another copy of the book. This is actually a book review. So be careful about this. This is one reason why you might want to select these tabs. See, now I'm only looking at the book. Occasionally there's a book that we don't have, but people will see a book review for it and assume that we have it. And then when they can't find it, they'll come to us at the desk and we'll have to tell them, sorry, this is a book review, it's not the actual book itself. So that's another thing to watch out for. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening, and let us know if you have any questions.